Pete, I want to thank you before we even get started for the opportunity to talk to you today.
No problem.
Firstly, I want to ask, what got you inspired in music in the first place? Was it like a specific event, or was it always part of your life?
Always a part of my life. I think my dad was the one, being a record collector and playing all kind of different music in the house. You know what you're making. So it started with reggae, and then just, he had a variety of genres. So we were learning about every single genre of music under him.
What can you pinpoint as an influence from growing up, both like with the Jamaican roots and then in New York with the Bronx and Mount Vernon?
That there was something brewing, in the city. And to find other people who are not only musically inclined, but also passionate about, the culture, you know what I'm saying, and hip hop. And so meeting other people also helped with my inspiration, with what I wanted to be as far as someone in music, but definitely in hip hop.
And like you mentioned earlier with the vinyls, is there certain genres? I know we talked about how jazz played a huge role in your sampling.
Yes.
What genres are you most gravitated towards, and why do you think so?
I mean, as a youngin, it started with reggae, soul, but jazz is such an interesting music. It's like it's complex, and jazz musicians I give a lot of respect to, especially the ones who know how to write that kind of thing. Because listening to it, you're like, how does someone write that? You know what I mean? Because that's mastery at its best. So I, respect people like John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Charles Mingus, and countless others. Herbie Hancock. These people are pinpointers in the jazz world. So, I learned a lot from these people. And then you learn a lot from those same people. You learn a lot about other people that they're working with and their band members. And some of them break off and do solo albums. And, it's just it's a great. And then in jazz itself, you have also fusion jazz. You have regular jazz and you have fusion jazz, and you have like your different kind of poisons to pick as far as the type of jazz you like.
Your music feels super collaborative, and I think, especially tonight, I've gotten a glimpse into that. Is there a collaboration that sticks out in your mind that really pushed you to where you are today, or a favorite collaboration you've had? Or a person that you feel like once you collab with them, your perspective on music changed?
Well, with the given, I'm going to say Heavy D first. And then I'll say Run DMC.
Can you talk about Heavy D a bit? I know he's
Heavy D,
super important.
man, that's family. We go back since 4 or 5 years old. I miss him a lot. Also, he was the one who believed. We believed in each other, basically. And like when we found out that we could do music, and we found out that we had something going on with it, because I loved it since I was like 3, 4 years old. So to grow up and get a little older, and hip hop comes about, and we're figuring out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? And so we believed in each other so much, and I believed in him. So when he made it, and it showed a lot of us that, hey, look where I am right now. We struggled. You struggled with me, Pete. Now I'm gonna bring you along with me. I'm gonna show you. He held people's hand in the dark, let alone mine, and took me to a place I've never been. And God bless him for it. And I made something of it. I made sure I did. Not only for my friend Trouble T.R.O.Y, but for I wanted to show my family. I wanted them to be proud of me.
Sasha and I were talking earlier that we Watch the Throne was like the hip hop album for us. We were like the younger generation. That's an album that I remember when it came out, like the first time I heard it, everything about it.
Yeah.
What was that like being part of something like that? Again, going back to that collaboration as part of the music process.
It was awesome. You know, Kanye West, he's a great guy. Jay-Z, we've been trying to work with each other for years, and to finally hear him on something I did was like mind blowing. You know what I'm saying? So, especially a song like that, and then what he said lyrically on it. And Kanye, of course, he's like, his lyricism is like 150%. And you know, I was asked to rap on it, and I didn't feel I was up to par yet to rap with no Kanye.
You turned him down.
Yeah, and not like on some, you know, but I just said like, you know, I ain't ready for him yet. I ain't ready for him. But it was a good thing because Jay-Z ended up getting on the song.
Yeah.
And so them two together, they're like Yoko and Ono.
So you didn't know when you made the song that Jay-Z would be on it?
Nah, I didn't know. And when I found out, one of my engineer friends played it for me over the phone, and it blew my mind. So I was happy to hear him on it. Finally to hear him on a Pete Rock beat. It was awesome.
Going back to Tracklib, can you tell me about this beat battle competition that's happening?
Oh man, it's gonna be a doozy. It's, you know, just people putting their, you know, giving me their best beats and putting their best foot forward. And you know, I always said, you know, with making music, I always tell my fans and people that make beats, other producers, like, yo, just put your foot in it, man. Put your best foot forward, man, and make the best possible beat you can make, you know, and keep at it and keep doing it and keep doing it. That's how you become great.
How do you think your career would have looked different if you had a tool like Tracklib when you were first getting started?
Well, man, I wish Tracklib was around in the 90s. That would have saved me a lot of sample melee, but we cleared a lot of the samples that we were using. So it would have been a great it would have been a great piece to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, you know, additions to hip hop music or music period, or just anything that you're involved in musically, and if you're a producer, all the additions are awesomely great. And it's just, you know, Tracklib today is like one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it was because of what they're about, you know what I'm saying? And bringing back and getting producers heard and having people like me come and judge and, you know, listen to what the youngins are doing, which is a very important part of the culture, is finding new talent. Yeah.
Where do you get inspired by the new talent?
Of course I do. All the new talent keeps me on my toes as a producer until I'm ready to just call it quits. You know, but I'll still be doing music probably forever.
It's a passion.
Yeah. I don't know if I ever call it quits. I love music that much. So.
Do you think the pandemic affected your relationship with producing this past year and a half?
Not at all. Actually kept me in the house. You know, being in the house, that's what producers do anyway.
Yeah.
You know, we don't go nowhere. We be in the house making beats constantly and try to figure out a new way, come up with new sounds. You know, when the pandemic first started, that's all we did. You know, that's all I did, and kept my family safe. And, you know, just did music in the house.
Do you have any advice for both young producers and young artists working with producers nowadays?
Oh yeah, open your ears, open your mind to everything. You know, don't, you know, just do one style. Don't pigeonhole yourself, and just have an open mind. You know, that's what I tell every artist, and even when producers, when they're working with artists and when they're making music, is to, you know, go left sometimes. You know, it's okay. I mean, music is music.
Did you have a moment where you thought something just wasn't going to work, and then it ended up turning into something you couldn't imagine?
Down with the King. Run DMC. I didn't think it was going to happen because when I had to impress Russell Simmons. Now, come on. You know, Rick Rubin, Russell Simmons, I'm just a young guy. trying to, come with a new sound and a new thing. And so it was a little difficult at first. I didn't really impress them at first. But Jam Master Jay, rest in peace, was like, yo, we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And he came over and we worked on the beat and it was fun. He was, doing a beat thing with his mouth and he was like, yo, I said, yo, you wanna tap that out? I was playing with the sounds and he was playing with the actual drum sounds. And I hit record and I told him, all right, go ahead, do what you just did and record it. And he did. And then we kind of made the drum beat together. And then I came with the rest of the elements and came with the beat, right? And then did it in the studio and then presented it to Russell. He was still on the fence about it. And then to show him that, there was a new thing going on in hip hop. And this record is going to do something. I had to show him that. And that was one of the situations where I felt like it wasn't going to work. And it turned out to be #1 with a bullet in Billboard magazine.
Is there a song that once you didn't finish it, you knew it would be a big song?
I felt that way with Reminisce. They reminisce over you. Because I felt like it's a sentimental song. It's a song that people can relate to. It's a song that I've heard so many stories about. And when you hear someone say something like that, it's like, wow, that song does that for people like that. Funerals, weddings, you name it. You know what I'm saying? It's an inspirational song and it makes people feel a good feeling inside. Touches their soul in a way because they could all relate to death. They could all relate to missing someone.
How are you able to convey the emotions you feel when you produce these songs into the music itself? Because I feel like that's like your specialty.
I think when I'm having emotions, you could hear it in the music, which is a good place for it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you have people who act out their emotions, Everyone in the world is not perfect, you know what I'm saying? But they say music comes to savage beasts. And so, I find that to be true. And I feel like with music, it keeps me in a great place and my mindset wise. Even with everything that's going on, music is like medicine.
So what do you have in the future plans? What does like the next year look like for you?
Dropping new music, Peace Instrumentals 4, new instrumental album. I got my artist Amir, album called Dope Boy Soul. He's called Peace Beloved, and he's on Instagram as AMXXR. And he's my artist signed to True Soul, my label. So, we're working, you know what I'm saying? And I actually played a few joints tonight for the people here in the studio at Tracklib.
Incredible.
And they loved it, thank you.
Yeah, I feel like we were talking and then there was a moment where everyone just had to get quiet to listen.
Yes. So we was just like making the album, having fun. And I'm excited about it and can't wait for you guys to hear it.
All right, well, thank you so much for having this conversation with us today. Again, super grateful for the opportunity.
No problem.
I can't wait to hear the next album, the 4th album series.
It's coming. It's coming. Peace Instrumentals, everything, all of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.